tell me a little bit about your background, your history?
Signs and Stuff was actually started with by my aunt Susie and my mom in August of 1987.
So what are some of the challenges or perks of working with family?
We all get along pretty good. Rodney and I have butted head a couple of times, but not as much as you would think. As many years that we've worked together, we work pretty well together.
There is a giant casino slot machine on your wall.
Yeah, if you've seen the TikTok, it's called a human fruit machine. And Rodney built that for Halloween, I guess 2 Halloweens ago.
Welcome to Southaven Business Beat. Business and community leaders talk with us to provide invaluable resources to aid the business community.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Southaven Business Beat, where we sit down with small business entrepreneurs and local community leaders and learn more about what they do, their story, and just give you tips and tricks on how to do business better. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Miss Melissa Elrod with Signs and Stuff. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for asking me.
I'm excited to have you. So you have been doing our signs for a very, very long time. We call you for everything, as everyone should. But in the course of talking and thinking about having you on the podcast, I realized that's pretty much all I know. So I'm going to learn just like they are. I need to know all about you, all about Signs and Stuff, where you came from, where you're going. Can you tell me a little bit about your background, your history?
Signs and Stuff was actually started with by my aunt Susie and my mom in August of 1986. And they started it to supplement pay to help pay for our sports habits because it was expensive. We played junior Olympic softball and traveled. And I remember working because it started out of my aunt's house in Greenbrook. And I remember going with her. I don't know if y'all remember the sign on the corner of Northwest Drive and State Line Road. There used to be a sign that sat on that corner. And we would go over there and peel all the vinyl off of it and put new lettering up. But they're the ones that started it. And they ran it out of her house at first for several years. And then when she decided she was done with it, my mom took it over, put it in her house. A few years later, moved it out onto Goodman Road. And then we moved further up Goodman Road, further east on Goodman Road. And that's where we were in that blue glass building for several years. And then I guess we've been in Nesbitt for 8 years. Yeah, 8 years, 7 years. I don't know. I lose track of time. Been down at that location down there. No regrets moving off of Goodman Road. We're all good where we are. And I joined Signs and Stuff about 17 years ago. Okay. My brother joined in with my mom when he graduated college. She asked him to come help. And I think a few years before that is when my dad quit his job and came over to help. So for several years before me, it was my mom, my dad, and my brother. And then they kept growing it, and I had Stella and didn't want to put her in daycare or anything. So here I am at the sign shop so I could bring my baby to work. And I'm still there 17 years later, plan on finishing it out.
I love that. That is a fully family-owned, family-run.
100%.
I love it. I love it. And we're grooming Stella. I mean, I know she's headed to college. She's doing the things, but
that is not her thing. None of our kids.
You need a succession plan. No,
I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, well, okay. So what all does Signs and Stuff do? Tell me about the stuff.
If you can think it up, we can pretty much make it. I mean, I wish I'd have thought about some stuff before I came over here, but band props. We've been doing the band props, and we've been doing DeSoto Central band props for way before Stella got involved with Hernando Band. One of our installers was a band dad at DeSoto Central.
Okay.
And he builds them. We do our parts, but we've got a flatbed printer and a router. So that opens up more stuff we can make with those two items being in-house. So stuff, I mean, I tell people if you can think it up, we can probably make it. If it's something you need your name on or any custom anything, we can pretty much do it. I mean, Crystal Ball a few years ago had a big square something they dropped out of the ceiling, and we built that. I don't know if you can think of it, we can build it.
So with you guys being a small business, how did you set yourselves apart from the competitors of other sign shops?
Most of the sign shops around here are I guess smaller, but ours isn't huge. The quality of the work and the service is probably our main focus. We are production, but we also offer service, and we get a lot of referrals because of that. So we don't do much advertising. We get it word of mouth. Our customers are our base, and they're our advertisement. And we've got some of the best customers who spread our name around. And we laugh sometimes because new people will call, and we were told to call you because you could do it quick. Like, yes, we can. What do you need?
And who told you that?
Yes. But we usually can, because most everything we do is in-house. That's probably the biggest difference. We do stuff for other sign companies. We wholesale to quite a few people. And it's because we do everything in-house. And thank goodness people around here like to keep it local. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, you can order some stuff online, but we can't compete with Amazon. And, when you're shipping in a whole container of substrates, we can't do that. We can't compete with that. And we'll flat out tell you, if you want to order it for cheaper, then go for it. We can't even do it for some of those prices. Yeah. But yes, we are pretty quick on turnaround, and the quality. I mean, we usually don't let anything go out the door that's not up to standard. And we must be doing something right because our customers refer us. So
absolutely. And you definitely don't fuss at the ones of us that call, 24 hours and go, hey, guess what? I got to change again.
No, it happens all the time. And that's
I'm not the only one.
No, you're not the only one. And
I'm on the list.
Everything is custom. We have some people call wanting, do you have any for sale signs? Do you have any of this? I'm like, no, we only make it if you order it. We don't have things sitting around for people to walk in and buy.
Yeah.
So everything we do make is custom. And so when you make last minute changes, it's usually okay, because if we haven't printed it yet, you can change it all you want.
So were you with the company before you went to the big office storefront on Goodman?
No, I joined in. Yeah, when they moved it into that blue glass building.
Okay.
That's when I came in.
What was the biggest transition as a small business owner then, as that expansion and growth started to happen?
Money. I mean, it takes money to make money.
Absolutely.
And again, local bankers. My mom spent years building a network around DeSoto County, especially in Southaven.
Yeah.
And that's all on her. She's the one that built the customer base, and we still have some of those customers that they pulled in back in the 80s. But she's the one that built the customer base. And then when Rodney came in, he had to build it up too, so he could cover his salary. Yeah. And then when I came aboard, I had to figure out how to get myself paid. So we just build on what she started. And that's where we are today. Because of her, she's the one that used to greet you at every chamber event.
Yeah.
And everybody knows who she is. And when I came along, I did a lot of the chamber stuff. I was already involved with another business I was in. And then when I came around and for signs and stuff, she and I would do a lot of stuff together with the networking. But then it got to where both of us didn't need to be gone. That's the only setback about a small family business is somebody's got to be there. So we don't get to do a lot of stuff together outside of signs and stuff. So at least we get to see each other every day at signs and stuff.
Right. Plenty of late nights working with vinyl and all the things, but not so much on the networking and getting out of the house.
Not as much as we used to. No, and she was super excited about this. She's like, oh, get our name back out there. I'm like, yeah.
At the Southaven Chamber of Commerce, our mission has always been to create more opportunities for our members and community to share their story. And this podcast is just one of many ways that we do just that. But we couldn't make it happen without Pure Focus Media, the creative team behind the scenes helping make us and a lot of local businesses to look and sound their best. Pure Focus Media is on a mission to make high-quality video and content creation accessible to businesses of all sizes. From strategy to production, they help tell your story, attract more leads, and grow through the power of video. If you're ready to level up your brand, you need to visit purefocus.media and schedule your strategy call today. So, circling back, if you had to pick one of the most unique requests you've gotten from clients, what do you think it would be?
It has to be from Jeff, our installer, is the one that fabricates a lot of the stuff. But we all have to work together to figure out my capabilities and his capabilities and how to put it all together. So, I mean, really, those DeSoto Central band props have come up with some crazy moving parts that we have to make it happen. And a lot of that is on Jeff, but we're making all the parts he's putting together. And then even over at Silo Square, they do that. I don't know, we make little cars that they showcase. It was just a couple months ago because he did a DeLorean this past go. No. He did the Dumb and Dumber Mutts van.
My gosh. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Wish I could think of something better. Because every day is different at signs and stuff. Like, we don't very rarely repeat the same thing unless, like, the past 2 weeks we've been printing because somebody ordered like 20 trailers worth of decals. So we've been steadily printing those, but every day is different. It's not a repetitive job at all, really. It's the guys that work in the back, because in-house, it's my mom, my brother, and me. And then we just have 2 other people there working with us. And then we have a handful of installers that work outside of the shop. And some of them are off-duty firemen. My aunt and mom have always used the firemen. That's their side job, is sign installs.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we do a lot of vehicle wraps, and Rodney and I used to do all the installs on those, but we got so busy that every time the phone rang, it was for one of us, and then it would just take us way too long to do that kind of work. So we decided to start outsourcing the installs. So we've got a couple of guys that can do wraps and other guys that can do the hard sign installs and build the frames. And like, I have to really sit at my desk all day to get everything done.
Answer emails from people like me.
Yeah, I get a lot of emails. So if I miss your email, you haven't heard from me in a couple of days, call me.
Bring it back to the top.
You got to call me. I get so many emails, I miss them. So, but we all work good together. The guys that come in every day and work with us every day, they're good guys. We've got a good group.
So what are some of the challenges or perks of working with family?
Oh, we all get along pretty good. Rodney and I have butted head a couple of times, but not as much as you would think. As many years that we've worked together, we work pretty well together. And he's the best one to bounce off ideas, bounce ideas off of. Because he's more in the production part, but he's back there with the guys in the production, but he is doing more and more of what I do, which is the design and layout and figure out how to make something. Like somebody's got to figure out how to make it because the guys will do whatever you tell them to, but you've got to be the one to tell them what to do and how to do it. And sometimes you have to brainstorm on how to get this stuff done and it not fall apart as soon as you put it up outside or, and some things work and some things don't. We have to remind people it's just a sign. It's just a sticker. It can be fixed. We can redo it. Yeah. Don't panic. So people get stressed out about this kind of stuff. And we're like, it's just a sign. We're good.
Be okay.
We will always fix. If something doesn't go right, we will be the first ones there to fix it. Because sometimes it's trial and error for us too. Yeah. We're doing a lot of stuff over at Delta Landing and the new Sky Lake development. And there's been a few things over there we've done that I've never done before and just figuring it out as we go. I'm a problem solver. I can come up with all kinds of ways in my head it can work.
Right.
And that's what my installers have to tell me no sometimes.
You're like,
not going to work.
Physics does not cooperate with that idea, but it's very cool.
That happens a lot. I'm like, well, it works in my brain.
Absolutely.
And most of the time they can make whatever I'm trying to get them to do. Most of the time they can figure out how to make it work. But I mean, I don't know what's all out there on how to build stuff.
So you said that you do a lot of the design stuff in the office. Is that like a normal thing? People are like, hey, I want this, but I have no idea what I want it to look like. And you do the graphic design?
We do a little bit of graphic design. No one there is a graphic designer.
Okay.
But if you have an idea, we ask people to come in with an idea. Use Google because that's what we do because we have to get ideas from somewhere. Like none of us are artists. So we have to, make it up as we go, I guess. If you can come in with some sort of idea of what you want, we usually can come up with something for you. But we're definitely more of the let's lay it out for you. And as far as the design goes, it's meaning on my end, somebody has to lay it out so the machines know what to print. I'm the one laying everything out so the guys can produce it. So for production wise, I'm designing your banner, which you've gotten to where you send me exactly what you want printed. But sometimes I have to say, will you send it to me one piece at a time and I'll put it together at my desk? Because sometimes our programs don't like each other.
Yes. And I'm working on that.
Canva
I'm getting back. I'm gonna win them over. I'm gonna start using Illustrator exclusively. It's gonna happen one day.
That would be helpful for the sign lady. Canva and sign software do not get along.
Yeah.
But I'm slowly figuring out what to tell my customers to send me that will work in my program.
Well, Canva and Chrissy don't work well either. So
I don't have time to learn another program.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to where I have a lot of realtors that use Canva, and there's a few that have gotten to. She can send me exactly what I need. So I've asked her, "What are you doing?" So I can tell other people how to send it to me.
I need to know that. Like I'll save it 3 different ways, and I don't know which one of these is going to work. But good luck.
Yeah. So that's why I always ask for a JPEG so I can see what it's supposed to look like. But I prefer to print a vector art file. That way there's no pixelation or anything in your file. But I mean, the design part, that's not our specialty, but we will give it our best shot. And, sometimes it's a win. Sometimes there's so many online options where you can get logos designed now, and they provide you with all the files we need to make whatever you want. So if you come in with your logo, the sky's the limit. We can do whatever you want to with it. So we can, anything from a promotional item all the way up to a billboard. So everything in between, any stuff, any signs.
All the stuff.
Yep.
So if we come into your office, we are going to meet family, but we're also going to meet some fur babies. I have to ask about the fur babies. Who are those guys?
2 of the dogs are Rodney's, and the bigger dog is mine, Olive. So we've got Olive and Bruce and Mojo. They will greet you at the door.
They are precious.
Sometimes
and very
you get
well
barked out.
Behaved.
Most of the time.
None of them try to leave with me, which impresses the mess out of me.
One escaped this morning when somebody was bringing their signs in.
I was just bragging on him.
Yeah, Mojo escaped, but they don't go far. It's when there are days that the kids are at home and we all leave the dogs at home, it's weird without the dogs at the office. And we have customers bring in treats. So they come in just to see the dogs.
All right, I'm going to smuggle a little Ziploc baggie of bacon in my pocket when I come visit next time.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, so every now and then some dog fur might be on your sign when you pick them up. But that's our lives.
Canine confetti. It's okay.
Yeah, most people don't mind the dogs. We did have to put up a little gate for those that do mind the dogs, but they're part of our family, so they get their feelings hurt if they don't get to come to work with us.
At the Southaven Chamber of Commerce, our mission has always been to bring more opportunities to our members and to our community, and this podcast is one of the many ways that we do just that. But we couldn't be able to do what we do without the support of our sponsor, Wisdom Integrators. They're the strategic tech partner that makes it possible for businesses to work smarter and not harder. Wisdom Integrators helps organizations harness that power of technology by designing tailored solutions for workflow, automation, process improvement, and digital transformation. For small businesses or large enterprises, they bridge the gap between the vision and the execution. Are you ready to scale up your efficiency and impact? Then you need to come and visit wisdomintegrators.com to schedule your consultation today. There is a giant casino slot machine on your wall.
Yeah, if you've seen the TikTok, it's called a human fruit machine. And Rodney built that for Halloween, I guess 2 Halloweens ago. I think the Hernando Animal Shelter put on a street event and asked all the businesses on our street to participate, do something fun, have games, candy for the kids.
Yeah.
And he built the human fruit machine. And if you want to see the video, it's on our Facebook page.
I'm going to have to go look that up. That's awesome.
It was pretty funny. The video's there. So just go look the video up.
I'm going to do that.
And it's on Sky Lakes, one of their posts too, because they borrowed it at one of their events. And they had a human fruit machine at one of their neighborhood events.
All right. I will figure out how to incorporate that into my next patio social.
Yes, the human fruit machine. Well, it's something else fun that we did one year. Our church had a trunk or treat. And so we had the coolest trunk or treats. We built a castle and then a drawbridge that would come down and open up to the trunk. And then we had a little river, like the moat that the drawbridge went over, and it went over to a waterfall. And we had a stand. It was Dora and Boots and all the Nickelodeon characters sitting around our vehicles. And I had a little kiddie swimming pool at the end of the waterfall where all of our candy was over there.
Okay, that's cute.
So that was fun. That's the kind of funny stuff that
I love it.
That we can make. That stuff.
All the stuff.
People
really.
ask all the time, what's the stuff? Like, you would be surprised what people come into the sign shop and request.
Well, for a small business person that's been making signs out of their home, a lot like your mom and your aunt did back in the day, if they're wanting to get into the business, to really go beyond making small stuff in the house to building a real small business out of this. What would you recommend? Do you have some advice for people starting out on their own with their own business?
I think I would start out by telling them to go around to the other sign companies in DeSoto County. I mean, there's a group of us that we all work together and we do stuff for each other. You know, if somebody needs something, well, everybody's always willing to help. So for us, we've had people walk into the sign shop and we'll show them our printers and what we have and who we deal with. And I don't know, if you're trying to get started, you could always ask for any overflow work. You know, if we could outsource anything to them so they could learn how to use their equipment. And around here, it's networking. You've got to get to know people and earn their business. And I don't know that much even about the printers myself because I'm not in the production side.
Yeah.
And I don't have time to learn how to use the printers. If I learn how to use the printers, I'm going to have to run those too.
You're going to stay in your lane.
Yes,
Don't
I stay in my
create
lane.
more work for yourself.
That's right.
I got you.
But there's a lot of ways you can outsource your orders too. So if you're a go-getter and you want to go out and figure out how to get the business, there's a way to get it done. And if you want to do it yourself, then I would definitely go into a sign shop and see what they're doing. Like what printers. One of our installers tells us we need to get a different type of printer because ours is too slow. And, you know, Rodney's the one that's in charge of all of that. And he doesn't want to get a different type of printer because then that causes another different type of ink that we have to keep up with and different types of vinyl. And it's hard to streamline custom work.
Yeah.
So the less you have to pick from as far as production goes, the better it is. So we've just kind of stuck with what we know. We know there's a lot more out there that we don't know, but we run full speed all day, every day. So I feel like we're doing as much as we can, and there's plenty of work around here to go around. So all the sign companies around here that we work with are all nice, open, willing to help. And that's about it. I don't know what else to tell anybody other than don't forget about the bookkeeping part. Anytime you're running a business, you've got to keep up with the bookkeeping end or you'll end up getting in trouble.
Yeah, that's definitely a struggle. A lot of people get into business. They know they love to do this. They love to, whatever that goal is. I love to bake cakes. I love to do design work. But none of them think about the whole financial side of things. And there's a million different components to running a business than just doing the thing.
Yes. And that's what I was a QuickBooks Pro advisor. And that's how I came here. I was a QuickBooks Pro advisor, and that's what I did. I would help people get all their stuff straightened back out. And that's usually what the case was, is they would start a business and make money, but didn't know how much. And it was, got to keep up with the bookkeeping.
Or hire somebody that's an excellent professional to keep up with it for you.
That's right. From the beginning. Don't wait 2 years in.
Or they will cry and cuss you while they dig through all of your things and try and get you right.
Yes, because that is part of running a business is unfortunately the numbers. So if you're starting out, start out with that too.
What is the most requested thing that you get on a daily basis?
Banners. We print a ton of banners, real estate signs, all the boring stuff. Everybody needs a sign. So we're there to make your sign. And we do a lot of, neighborhood signs, realtor signs, construction signs. We do a lot of decals on vehicles, small, big wraps. We do some building signs, but not as many as you would think. And then we do a lot of work for DeSoto County schools. just parking signs. We do a boatload of parking signs, and we do a lot of work for FedEx too. And they order a lot of parking signs and just complete We do a lot of wall murals too, like indoor and conference rooms. And I've decorated quite a few conference rooms. So we can come up with some pretty cool stuff to put on your walls on the inside of your business.
Okay, that one's a really deep thing that I wouldn't have thought of. I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to have you come in and do something in ours, maybe. That's cool.
Well, I've done some of the stuff in here, if it's still there. It's been so long since I've been in here. It's terrible. But the stuff on your walls that I did just when they moved into this building and renovated it.
Well, we just repainted everything, so there's nothing on the walls anymore right now.
Well, probably because when you pulled the vinyl off the walls, it tore the paint.
From being here for like a decade. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was here for all of that.
Well, last question. We always ask every guest on the podcast just a little bit about what you have gained, either personally or professionally, by being a part of the chamber.
Oh, 100%. The chamber helped Signs and Stuff from the late 80s, early 90s, back in the Ginger Adam days. The word of mouth, going to all the chamber functions. My mom was an ambassador for a long time. Like I said earlier, she was the one greeting you at the door at every chamber event. And just the Southaven Chamber's definitely been a huge part of Signs and Stuff success. And it is. It's referrals. I mean, y'all send us customers quite often. Any new business that comes into Southaven or DeSoto County and calls over here and asks, for a sign, where do I get my signs? I'm pretty sure y'all tell them us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So word of mouth is the way to go around DeSoto County. You've got to get involved, and you got to get to know people around here and go from there.
Cool beans. Well, I personally can tell you that I refer you all the time, because that is one of my biggest things is if I do business with you and you do business well, I'm going to make sure everybody I know knows that.
Well, we appreciate that greatly, because we do the same thing. We refer. I mean, it's a referral network.
It is. And as a person who used to own a small business, it's like you understand it, because you know that that's what it's going to take. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times they will go on Google and they're going to look it up, and they're going to Google and see, what businesses are in the area. But then they're also going to call their friend so-and-so and say, who have you done business with? Mm-hmm. And if that name matches one of the ones that came up on that first page of the Google search, that's where they're going.
Call. Yeah, that's right.
Yes. So I want to make sure that I'm doing my part to be that referral source, even when I'm not at work, mm-hmm. even if I wasn't working here, because I know the difference that makes.
Right.
So, yeah. But
yeah. Well, even referrals, this is a crazy referral. We do a lot of cheer signs. And in the cheer world, you have coaches that coach several different teams. Mm-hmm. Well, that coach will make the signs for all of that. And that's on my brain, because we've gotten so many orders for cheer signs in the past couple of weeks, all the way from Ole Miss to Northwest, and then all of the local schools in DeSoto County, and we do all the cheer signs. And that's all from a referral.
I love that.
That's awesome. So we're definitely thriving off of our community's referrals.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of our podcast and telling us all about Signs and Stuff. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Southaven Business Beat. If you're a small business looking to just do business better, watch some of our episodes of our interviews with different small businesses in our area, because there are a wealth of opportunity and knowledge to be gained from our small businesses right here in DeSoto County. Signs and Stuff is an amazing business that's been built for more than 40 years, and they are just getting bigger and better every day. So reach out to them for any of your promotional or signage needs. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Hit that subscribe button at the bottom so you don't miss a single episode. Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Southaven Business Beat. Would you like to be a sponsor of Southaven Business Beat? Please email us, info@southavenchamber.com. Be sure to share and subscribe for more business resources.